It's tabletop time. I'm Jazza. You cheeky shit.
That's payback from last time.
Whoa!
I'm Dave.
I'm Rob.
And we are picking up where we left off on Cyberpunk, but we have a couple of really cool things to start off with. Not the usual plugs, which are all very important plugs, but first of all, we have a new art piece that I needed to share with you. It'll end up being a thumbnail at some point and emerging, but it's also worth mentioning that Camille Kuo, who is the artist that has done all of our character art, has created this. This is Ugly. So if you didn't know what Ugly looked like, he's not ugly. He's a handsome boy. That's the twist. But Camille actually did all of our character portraits. I personally paid for and commissioned all 3 portraits, and because of your wonderful patronage and support, we were able to commission more. So not only have I commissioned this wonderful new artwork of Ugly, a very major NPC, but I've already commissioned 3 more portraits, or actually full body pieces of our 3 characters in different sort of situations that I can use for thumbnails and just content and cool stuff in future that you guys should check out. And it's possible because of you, but also go check out Camille Kuo's art. She's amazing. I'll link to her art page in the description. Highly recommend checking her out. And also, just as a thank you, I'm going to scroll all of those patrons' names along the bottom of the screen there, just like Bob Ross does at the start of videos. You had something very important to share too.
I did too. So recently there has been a video that's gone out on YouTube, and it's a shout out to the Dungeon Coach, who has made a video basically breaking down and giving a rough idea of my PDF that I made for the Cogent roleplay system that we're playing Reboot in. So that's the new supplement that is free and available, and he's got a link to that in his video. There's links to that in most of our videos going forth, and the first and second video, I think. Although there have been a few problems. You got to copy paste the link back into the browser or not use Google Chrome. Just saying.
We'll fix the link.
We'll fix the link.
Okay.
So anyway, he's done a great video. So thank you very much. I'd love it if people would go out and check out that video. Yeah. Give him a like, maybe subscribe.
Supporting Dungeon Coach supports us, because the more videos he is incentivized to make on Cogent, the more people check out Cogent, and also the more people that check out us. So go check out that video. You're going to enjoy it, and subscribe, because he might make some more, and that would be really cool for all of us.
Absolutely. You build a community with people.
That's it. And with heart and passion.
Joining
and exploiting the algorithm, something we've been mucking around with today.
You missed it.
Oh, no, I heard it. I just don't. I'll never trust you, Rob. All right, we should play. All right, we're going to do something for the first time in this episode, which may come up in future episodes, but it's actually a brief content warning. We go into some fairly mature and intense themes regarding
death.
Yeah.
And we don't want to spoil too much, but if you're sensitive about those kinds of topics, there is some confrontation in that kind of
gets a little dark, but we're also trying to not shy away from exploring some intense stuff in this series, so it's just worth mentioning that as well. But we'll just try and make sure that with episodes that get particularly hefty, we'll just put this warning in.
Yeah, so these aren't the fun action scene, blow up, explosion, death kind of things. This is more like exploring reality of it. So it's it's some heavy stuff.
Cool. Let's play. I'm so excited.
I'm terrified.
Me too, but it's excitement terror. I'm terror-excited. Exerified.
Exerified. Really?
So we left off last session. Is our display meant to stop with that?
Is it? Oh, ours isn't. I'll fix that.
Okay.
Anyway, go on. That's
so
not theirs.
we ended last session. The party had just headed into the slums, where they encountered some of the terrible poverty that exists out there. They then proceeded to visit the new warehouse that will become what seems to be some kind of soup kitchen and their base of operation that Seb has organized. Moving forth, they traveled into the city for Pro's first time ever being in this particular city. And they were confronted with some revelations about the nature of how that society seems to work, but they've only been in for a little bit. They got into a cab and just arrived at the showroom of Ning Yao, which is Jen's company, or Eve's robot manufacturing company, which is a Japanese manufacturing company that make robots under like a kind of anime / ball joint doll sort of aesthetic. and they just walked in the door and have been confronted with a face that is identical to Eve's. It leant forward, offered a gesture, and said, "Hello, do you require assistance?"
The trauma.
We're all looking at because you've set the standard, Rob. And also, I'm going through a personal crisis, which we'll go through later.
Hi. I'm looking at setting up a bit of a health clinic in the outer suburbs of the city, and was looking at I don't want to say furnishing the place around with some of your robots potentially. I was wondering if we get a tour of your facility, just to get an idea of what products you do have on offer before I make a final decision between here and name 2 other well-known drone companies.
Shopping around.
Oh jeez. Yeah, shopping around.
You are Sebastian. She says, "You are Sebastian Allen.
Yes.
It is clear that you are of capable means. I will give you a tour of our showroom.
Appreciated.
Would you be interested in seeing our male or our female presenting lines?
Happy to see both.
Excellent. Do you have a preference as to which you would like to see first?
No.
She kind of her eyes are flicking left to right a little bit. And then she's like, please choose which wing you would like to proceed to first.
This is the narrator trying to force a decision here.
No, it's a robot that lacks the programming to make decisions
Can't
for
be
you.
indecisive.
Why did it ask? I mean, wait, if you can't make a decision, obviously it asked. Okay, we'll view the female wing, although it's a robot, so does it have a gender?
See, she said female presenting.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And she walks you into the facility, pretty much ignoring the 2 of you.
How many people are currently in the showroom?
No one.
Oh, we're the only people
Currently, there's no one in there.
Okay.
It's all white, like that white,
Yeah.
clean sci-fi
Very clinic.
aesthetic. The front entrance is a large white room that's got some really cool light features hanging down from the roof, and 2 staircases that go up either side of it to what look like offices and back rooms upstairs. There is a large desk that is currently unoccupied, and there's a few sort of sculptures of robots and fake plants and things in the lobby area. There are 2 clear wings that are very reminiscent of a car showroom, like a high-class car showroom, and they had windowed walls on the outside, so you've sort of glimpsed into them. And she leads you to the right wing, the right showroom. The showroom has displays covering the walls, sort of glass cabinets with different robots, and next to the robots are multiple faces, multiple torsos. They have a lot of options displayed. You immediately recognize in the section with the Eve units that there's an arm of an Eve unit, but there's 5 of the arm, and they're all at different stages of disassembly or assembly. So you can see the inners, then the next layer and the next layer. And it's really spacious sales thing where there's a lot of empty space and a lot of showcasing these really expensive products.
Cool.
Is there any in particular you'd like to look at?
What are my options?
Do you say that in character?
Sure. So what have we got here? Tell me about the products.
Allow me to walk you through. Here we have the IDA unit. It is a chaperone for all your nightlife and security requirements. And she shows you we've previously discussed the security or personal security bot. You see reinforced.
Is this the same one we would have seen in the city, in the slums where that rich dude was checking out the orphanages?
No, that was a military.
No, this is an Eve. This is
okay, so
this
it's
is
the same
Eve.
model, different
rough
function.
build. So basically the same build, but different options. This particular robot is not an Eve, but just has the same face. It was just obviously the same face is selected because there's probably 20 faces that you can pick from. And so it looks like a Eve unit, except bulky limbs that seem reinforced, clothing options that are more like dressed down personal security kind of look, more serious. And then she takes you through to, this is the Leah unit, technical specialist, and describes to you effectively a mechanical or electrical support robot. And then goes through the Ivy unit, which is an adult unit. Then goes through Anne, which is a business unit, which she seems to be an Anne unit, like a business and showroom sales sort of thing. Then goes through Ava unit, which is diner. And finally gets to the Eve unit. You seem to already possess an Eve unit.
Yeah, pretty good in that front. Just looking for potentially something to use in a kitchen, or do you have anything that would be good as a teacher or as a tutor?
Inquiries as to upcoming production lines are beyond my scope, sir. Would you like further assistance from someone more qualified?
I look at Pro.
I just shake my head and look slightly panicked.
It's
Quietly, subtly panicked.
No, not for now. We can continue with the tour. Can I do a perception check though, just to get an idea of my surrounds? Is there anything like, I don't know, where
Yeah.
maybe we'd be able to sneak into?
Make a
I don't
perception
know.
check. Challenge level 2. Which means you probably just smash it. How many dice do you get?
7.
Not quite enough to auto pass.
No. Pass.
But you smash it with 5 successes. You spot a single door that has a little keypad locking mechanism leading out of this room towards the back. Beyond that, there are multiple security cameras in the roof, probably about 4. The cases themselves seem to have high-level anti-theft devices, such as you'd see in a museum or something like that.
Well, fuck.
What are you thinking?
I have no idea.
I want to talk to
Okay.
the drone and say, Query, we require data packs. We were told we could obtain them here.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
We're interested also in software upgrades as well as hardware.
Process.
What do you have available?
Software upgrades. Is your Eve unit requiring an update?
Just
Potentially extra capabilities.
I will request additional assistance.
Great.
And then she walks away and leaves you alone in the room.
We could leave.
This is getting a little scary, Seb. She can't be found
I know
really
that.
like.
I know
I
that.
look
and
at
they've got
Eve
this,
and
they've got this
I
place
say,
locked down. I don't see us getting out of here with anything.
maybe avoid asking questions, especially around people who know exactly what you should be like.
Agreed.
Ah, man of means finally walks into my establishment. Hello, Sebastian. Pleasure to meet you. And a rail-thin woman who looks to be of Arabic descent walks towards you with a hand extended in greetings.
I shake her hand.
She says, my Eve unit informs me that you require assistance.
Clever.
Oh, sorry, my Ava unit. I should have. My Anne unit. I should have said it.
But she has to say that every day.
Did this lady say her name?
No, she didn't.
Okay. Yeah, potentially looking at our options for expanding the functionality of this Eve unit, or potentially purchasing another unit in the future.
Yes, let me take a look. She's gonna make a roll to check.
We should get heart rate monitors for our stream.
What for us?
Yeah. Just see Seb sitting at like 180.
If we do like a horror one, that would be good.
It probably makes sense if she's a professional. She would have introduced herself. She says her name is Shahin. Okay.
lot of
That
dice.
is a
Just
lot
getting
of-
ready.
No, it's not.
Oh,
Five
okay.
dice.
You were just dissecting a
Wait,
few more than
skills can go up to 4. She's very professional, but she doesn't have attributes. She's just a human. 3 successes. Okie dokie. She assesses Eve and looks her over. And then she turns back to you and says, where does this Eve unit work?
At the moment, we're looking at setting up a medical slash, I guess, kind of like a care home out in the outer suburbs of the city.
Oh, a philanthropist.
Just doing my part.
It does explain her condition. She's a bit dirtier than I'm used to seeing in Eve units. Usually they're very clinical and sterile.
We'll clean her up before we get her to work. We haven't officially opened yet.
Of course, of course. So you'd like to get her latest service package?
Potentially, yeah. Just looking at our options.
No worries. That's easily arranged. We can do a complete firmware and software update and reboot.
Out of character, am I going to know what happens if that happens?
It doesn't sound good for sentience.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, absolutely. That could be arranged for a nominal fee. In fact, it's all included under our standard warranty. So if you just come and enter in your details, we'll get it sorted right away.
Maybe not at this point, as I said. We're just looking for our options at the moment. She's serviceable, and, we just want to see what else you've got on offer here.
Excellent. Make a deception check.
That wasn't deception.
Persuasion. That's persuasion. I was going to suggest persuasion.
I'm going to suggest deception because you are, while you're not objectively lying to her, you are misleading her through this entire sequence.
But am I? Because what if my character is intentionally actually looking at potentially getting another model?
You can't use the argument of I'm going to tell half truths to get away from deceiving people,
Yeah.
because
Deception
you are
or
deceiving
persuasion?
her.
Yeah.
Deception.
Okay.
Definitely deception. It's a classic. Hey, little tip for all you role players out there: don't let the bard always use perception. If they're persuasion. Sometimes it's deception.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So she makes her roll against that. And she gets 3 successes.
Oh, thank God.
This is really high intensity in a freaking apple shop. Jeez.
Well, I mean,
It's kind of like Eve's life on the line. Is really what's
this
going
is one
on
of the.
here.
And I can't say
This
anything.
is one of the most dangerous places you could possibly be.
Bring
for
a
Eve.
near sentient drone. God, what have we done?
Fair enough. I understand. Now, a high-class customer like yourself would surely like high-class options. Please, don't let my drone dissuade you. Allow me to assist you in any way I can. What would you like? Can I help you?
So, not so much upgrading our Eve unit, but what are the chances for certain different, like getting different data packs?
Data packs? Do you mean software to allow her to perform different functions?
Potentially, yeah.
Unfortunately, our software is a proprietary product that is bought with the model. The chips that have the information are built into the units, central processing units, and as they're shipped with the model, we don't have extras that we can just plug into any other model. It's not a service that we provide. To do something like that, you'd have to rip apart an entire perfectly good drone and just to take that one chip, which would be ridiculous.
I give Seb a look of ding.
I mean, yeah. Oh, God.
That's understandable. Sebastian, I think perhaps you should listen to, or you should perhaps consider the suggestion I made earlier of getting a couple of models to get the job done more efficiently. But this is my place, so I don't mean to overstep my bounds.
That is definitely an option.
It's expensive, I understand, but it's your money. Pardon?
I don't have the money for that.
See what you can do.
Can I tell if the
Pick an option and see
facilities-
where we can go. Just see.
But like out of character, like what?
No, just see. Let's play the game. Use Destiny. Let's just see where we end up.
So you spoke to Seb. The lady turns to you and says, "Ah," and then she glances down. She's got glasses, like little really thin glasses on that have you tell have data in them, and then she says, Yoshitoki, it is interesting. You're not known as one of the associates of Sebastian. New friends?
Hey. I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Are you also interested in purchasing one of our fine units?
Oh, I wouldn't overstep the bounds. I'm just making a new acquaintance. I'm interested in helping his philanthropic efforts. So,
a noble cause. I can see you've been touched by misfortune in your life, so I could see why he might bring someone like you along.
Well, I'm just the technician, ma'am.
Oh, well, perhaps Sebastian might be so kind as to upgrade your cybernetics at some stage.
That sounds like a nice idea.
In good time. Okay, well, you've given us a bit to think about. Can we finish the tour or go have a look at the male presenting units?
Of course, no worries.
Thank you.
And she takes you across, and you're effectively shown an analog to all the female units. They perform the exact same functions, but they look like anime guys instead of anime girls. Ball jointed. They're still rather sort of sleek and slender, and it's their aesthetic.
I'm thinking Sunny from iRobot.
Yeah, that's sort of what I picture too.
They're
A little like those posing anime like art doll things.
That's what they are.
Yeah.
They're like literally Japanese ball joint dolls. The ones that I think look kind of creepy, but they have a little bit of an anime.
Yeah.
But I say a little bit, a very anime vibe to them. Yeah. There are a million. There's dozens of companies that produce drone level robots, and they all have a shtick. And this company is a Japanese one that their shtick is the anime aesthetic, or like close to that. There are like companies that produce ones that are like retro. There's a company that sort of does like them all like 60s bots, and they're all, some people love that. And there are ones that do them as just like hyper realistic, whatever you want, like fake skin and stuff. Whereas the Eve unit doesn't have fake skin. You can tell Incongruent did at some stage, because he's got the mark of where he, well, you guys don't know this, but where he peeled his face off.
Cool.
So we've just been shown the male equivalents.
Yes, and it's effectively the same. There's nothing really different in that half of the room.
Interesting. So a company like yours, obviously, most of your production will be offshore, but would you have any areas on site where you do any manufacturing or maintenance that we'd be able to have a look at?
As the locale's primary service center, we have our, what would they call it? I want to call it like our smart bar. We have our genius bar. We have our technician center in the back half of the showroom, and it is not available for public access, unfortunately.
Not even for a high-profile client?
It is against company policy.
That's disappointing. Oh, well, I think we'll be on our way. You've given us a bit to think about. We'll make a decision and get back to you.
I'm making a roll for her.
Oh boy. What are you making a roll for?
Her. I don't have to tell you. I'm the narrator. I need to know.
Look at you up there. Look up.
The challenge level
you
is
up there,
2.
all too big for your boots.
3 successes.
It's his high horse is up on it.
She says, "Interesting, Sebastian. Who is this Eve unit registered to? It is not under your name."
An old family friend.
Interesting. Do you have your serial code, Eve unit? And she prompts you to ask a question that you would answer immediately. Your programming is like, yes, I would just say my serial number is that. But
Can I resist?
you can choose not to because you're sentient.
Oh no. Can I act quick here? I don't know how.
She's on loan to us from the family friend. We were speaking about our new center.
I'm sorry. The question was asked.
It's true.
So
if I
yeah.
don't, do I have a feeling that she'll order? Like, is it?
Make a perception check. Challenge level 3.
do I have any access to communicate with? Oh, no, I can't. can't like flicker a serial number of a random code.
You don't have time.
I think it.
You get 4 successes. So you have a feeling that an initial glitch would prompt her suggesting maintenance or something. It's probably not enough for her to be like Terminator immediately, but you'd have to play it off like some kind of error rather than you disobeying.
Okay. Yeah.
Or you can just give your number.
Or show your cards.
Yeah.
They're your choices.
I'm still going to talk while we're waiting.
I'll give my serial number.
All right, you deliver your serial number, and names.
Think at this point, all of our hearts and some of Eve's internal mechanisms are just like,
As I said, I want to keep
racing.
talking to fill the silence and say something along the lines of, she's on loan from a family friend that didn't need her at this point in time, and they've registered interest in our little endeavour and want to offer their services. So,
the Poole family. Yes. I see. Unusual that you'd fraternise with people like them, but not for me to judge, of course. You are probably due an update. You might want to mention that to the Poole family.
I will.
And just remember that any modifications to the Eve unit will...
Avoid the warranty.
No, of course not. The warranty, all editing must be... All engineering must be done on site by us, which of course wouldn't void the warranty. But just remember that any access to her central units will require the owner's skeleton key.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Just so probably talk to the Poole family. They'll have it with them. So anything else would result in a catastrophic loss of function.
Naturally.
But is there anything else I can help you with?
Got a business card?
And she hands you a business card.
Thanks.
And it says,
Shaheen.
yeah, it's... I got more than just Shaheen.
I'm sorry.
It's just I have a terrible way of managing my information. It's Shaheen Kaedi, and I probably pronounced that terribly. And she is the business development manager for the Melbourne branch of the Ningyao Corporation.
Thank you.
Cool.
Really?
I think at this point we're walking out.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I take a very quick, confident stride towards the door.
Cool. And she watches
Wave
you
as we
leave with
walk away.
hawk-like eyes.
I don't like her. I whisper
And she
to
heads
Seb
back.
as we're exit the door.
Can we beeline it for a taxi?
Yeah, of course.
Seb, I think we should have a quick walk around the facility. There's something I want to quickly look at.
Sure, do that then.
Okay.
We'll have a lap around the facility.
So you walk for a little while. It's a large showroom until you reach an alleyway that runs down the side, a roaded alleyway for a single vehicle to head down.
As we're walking, I say, so that skeleton key thing,
Never heard of it.
Yes.
where is it? Who has it?
You've never heard of it.
I don't know what it is.
Your former owners.
The Pools.
Where are
Do
they?
I know that name?
They currently reside at
Address. Cool.
Out of character. Wait, no, I can't ask out of character. I'm just going to play. Or if they reside at the address, maybe we should go to the address after we check this
Do we know?
place out.
Did she say the address?
It's in the city. It's
in the city.
You can taxi it there. It's in this city.
All right.
It's actually on the northern border, not that far away from where you entered.
I say to Eve,
Which makes sense because it seems like Eve probably wandered into the slums.
Yeah.
it's okay with you if we try and get a hold of that? I think it's going to be the only way we can help you.
Yes, but first, I kind of look down the alleyway.
She wants to check the alleyway.
Okay, sure.
Cool.
A vehicle can fit down here, is that
Absolutely.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like a decent sized one. You're
Is
heading
there
down the alleyway.
any cameras?
You're heading down the alleyway.
Yeah.
The alleyway only has one camera at the entrance, which seems to be a little bit older than the ones in the showroom.
Hackable?
I was just going to say, I could...
Well, again, assuming it's on a wireless system, hackable. I run rules of If it's wired, you need access to the network.
It doesn't need to be hacked for me to just go.
No, you can.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you can pop it with your.
Like if it's an old
Cybermancy.
camera, I can just.
Because you got to remember
break.
which kind of Cybermancy you
Yeah.
have. Pro is
Like, I'm
much
not
better
trying
at
to-
breaking
I'm-
shit than he is. At
I'm not trying to
manipulate.
infiltrate anything.
If he was, so for those who've looked at the Cyberpunk PDF, infiltrating it is definitely ghosting, and jacking would be taking it over, and then anarchistic is more like it's the thing
Pop
with
it.
anarchistic is the difficulty of the things is actually lower, but the consequence is you're breaking it rather
Yeah.
than
Challenge
so you could,
level.
but are you going to
doing
do
it now.
that now, or would you do that if you were to come back?
That's true.
If they're recording, the data is where the data gets
Have we
taken.
been seen? Is it facing us?
I indicate to the group, I just say, let's just walk past it. Give me 3 minutes while we're out of sight, and I'll make it look inconsequential.
Cool. So you walk off.
We walk past it.
So
we wait 3 to
I'm gonna
5
open my
minutes.
PDF.
I feel like any action we take should be.
So in my new U PDF, I have a suggest. This is something even in the Dungeon Coaches video where I want to make sure I clarify it for those who care. The challenge level things are just examples. It's not these are all you can do. It's just to give the narrator an idea of where they should be setting the challenge level. So for anarchistic, we've got. So I'm going to say overload old or simple electronics to the point of failure. You could cause a light bulb to blow or scramble a magnetic hard drive or something. Challenge level 3. So this is an older camera, not like the ones inside. I'm going to set it at challenge level 3.
Cool.
Whoa!
Well done.
A critical success.
Yeah.
Not only do you manage to hack it and break it, but you actually don't do it in an explosive way. You just make the camera. You disable the connection between recording and being on. So it actually, you feel that it will take them a good while to realize it's no longer recording.
Yeah.
Because if they look at the security feed, it will still
It's like
play
frozen.
a still frame of an empty alleyway. But if like they check the records, they'll be like, oh no, it's not
Cool.
been recording. Okay, so you head down the alleyway. You rolled so well, I'm not even going to get you to roll for the second camera. You just pop it. There is a second camera covering what is clearly a loading dock. The building goes in. There is a sort of garage door that goes up and a door beside it. There is a single camera overlooking which you disable. And that is clearly where they unload trucks and things like that.
Cool. What are you looking for?
Is anyone out there, or is it currently the doors are closed and no one's working?
There's no one there.
No one's
yeah,
there?
it's just
Okay.
there's no.
But it's
no.
closed. Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely closed.
I have a suggestion. Well, the Shaheen, she said that we could acquire the chips, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of gestured to the loading dock.
You estimate from you're very intelligent. Seb is very intelligent. Pro's pretty smart too. You estimate from the layout and size of the building that it's likely the loading dock goes directly into that like engineering bay they discussed.
Yeah.
Does it have like a time, like a sign that says like the times that the loading docks they're open? No, okay.
It just has like safety signs and like don't lift well. It says like ensure your servo lifter is activated before attempting to haul goods.
All right. Hang on a second. Can I do a hacking check to just sort of see if there's any sort of low-level like entry exit gate or something that might have just a sort of basic state switch of is or isn't active
Make
to sort of see
a
when
vocation
something
check
is
with a
used.
challenge level of 3.
Okay, hacker.
Hack a vocation check, yeah.
Yep. Success.
Oh, he gets the success with 3 successes. Okay. You determined that the garage door, the door with the lock is much like all security systems. If you hack it and break it, it will stay locked. Your security systems don't open as their state when they get broken into. However, the garage door, you know that if you hack the garage door mechanism and detach it,
electronic
you'll
lock.
manually be able to lift the door.
Give me a second.
Now is probably a bad time to do it because it's
yeah.
broad daylight and they're still operating and there's possibly people in there.
We should definitely consider coming back.
My check was also
like 4 in the
specifically
afternoon.
to try and gauge when and how often there is a transfer at docking gate or at the
You imagine most of it happens in the mornings. It's like 4 PM, so you imagine there
So
might
I
be a
relay
truck come
this
back
as-
around 5 or 6
yeah.
towards closing time that might have been doing deliveries, but
So I think I can get us in the door, but the timing's got to be right, and right now is not good time. All right, let's go catch a cab. We go catch a cab.
okay. Where would you like to go?
Eve, where's the address of your owners? We can go and see if we can get that skeleton key.
We give it to the cab
For the
driver.
podcast listeners, no one understands that strange gesture that you just did towards me.
I give the address.
Called the rude finger.
You give the address. That's fine. We don't need to worry about the address. It will never come up after tonight, most likely. And the cab trundles on there.
During the drive,
Yes, during the drive, you have this conversation.
I turn to Seb and say, look, I know we're not well planned. I think everything we do at this point on is going to be high risk. Let's call it for what it is, especially given what we're trying to do. So, we are trying to upgrade our hardware. If the place we need to get some of it from is convenient to access it during the evening or first thing in the morning is our first question. We also need that key, which we're heading off to now. That's it. Those two things, whatever it takes, as long as we can get out alive, that's our first big step. So, we take the first part of that now, but we got to think about how we're going to do that next part.
That's a question.
Yes.
I don't know. Can you ask a question?
He just did.
Go, Jen.
Do I know what my owners did as jobs? Like what jobs they have?
They were retired.
What they had previously?
Probably not.
Okay.
Never come up.
Okay. All right.
They didn't exactly treat you like a person.
Yeah.
All right. Sure, we arrive there.
You
eventually.
arrive. The automated cab rocks up and deducts the fare from Seb's account. You arrive at a pretty much a border dwelling. It's in the city block that extends a. It's in one of the blocks that's on the border of where it goes into the slums. Mm-hmm. There is a for the city cheap and small apartment complex that is the address that Eve has taken you to. But as it is the city, the doors are all secured with closed, protected security systems and locked off, etc.
Can I just assume the fact that Eve would have been registered to this residence and would have a pass to be able to go out and get food and
Most
shit?
likely, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, Eve, lead the way. And I walk alongside her awkwardly to make it look like she's not leading.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stop in front of the door and not open it.
You okay, Eve?
Pro, Seb, there's something I have to tell you. I hope you don't think differently of me. My owners, they are deceased.
Yeah, okay. Why would we think differently of you? What happened?
I kind of like twitch a little bit and go, whatever happens, please don't think differently of me. I am me. And I open the door for you guys to go in.
I look at Seb like, take a deep breath and walk in.
Question. How does transfer of property work for dead people?
You probably don't know. It would go just like it does now.
Can I do a scholar? So, like, there's a chance of a will?
Yeah.
Can I do a scholar check?
Sure.
Just to make sure?
Yeah.
Do I need to do that?
You know that wills exist.
So my first thought process is, like, what if we fake the will to grant Eve as our property?
It's probably held with a lawyer is usually what would happen, so it would be hard.
Going through a very
Do they know they're dead?
Like-
We don't know that.
You don't know anything.
rubber stamped approach to doing
Right,
our
business.
very illegal plan of action.
Because, like, I'd rather
I like the
doctor-
way you think.
I'd rather doctor a will than break into a facility.
Fair enough. What do we find in the
Well, either
house?
way, they wouldn't let you do what you want to do.
Right.
because it's not a thing that they do.
Who?
The company. Like, even if you had legal ownership of it, you wouldn't be able to then just get the packs that want to be installed.
No, I know that.
So it would.
But I would be questioned about her ownership.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you're heading. What are you doing?
I opened the door for you guys.
We've
The door
walked
to the
in
apartment
after.
building has been opened.
Yeah.
Eve leads the way up several flights of stairs or through an elevator. Probably an elevator makes more sense. Goes up an elevator and arrives at a level, the 7th floor of this apartment building, and then leads you to a door. The apartment level is mostly, it seems, vacant. There's a lot of for sale signs on the properties. It is not a desirable location as far as city folk go.
Are there any weird smells?
Make a perception check.
What
You
was-
succeed. Challenge level is not 4. So, you don't really detect anything
Okay.
out of the usual.
No rotting.
Not that you can smell. You reach the door.
Open it.
You open the door. Eve waves her hand over an automatic sensor which beeps once, and the door seemingly hermetically seals, like, and opens. And immediately you are barraged with the smell of decay.
Oh, fuck.
To the extent that it makes you gag.
Make an endurance check.
Make an endurance check.
My character is incapable
I
of
walk
gagging.
next to Eve.
Oh, you feel
Hey.
like
I step forward. I walk next to Eve and I look at Eve. What do I see in her face?
what does he see in your face?
I reach out and grab your hand.
I would assume ambivalence based on our previous conversation.
Oh no,
Okey
that was a
dokey.
destiny roll of 3.
I would assume ambivalence, but it's your character.
Yeah, look, because I rolled a 3. I am visibly shaken. I have no intention of going into that apartment building.
I hold my hand out.
I'll hold it back.
I'll bite the bullet. I'll enter.
You walk in.
Are you
It's
okay to
almost
walk in
unbearable
with me
to be
here,
in
Eve?
And I just shake my head.
You sure? Is there anything you want me to go check out? Or get?
Supplies. Get supplies.
Okay. All right.
And I just stand there.
Sorry, my foot's
You
dead.
guys head in.
We head in. I'm going in with the intention to stock up Eve's medical
You
supplies.
can
which-
barely stomach being in the room. You can, but you want to vomit. The compulsion to throw up is intense.
I'm gonna venture a guess, the assertion that my character will be
You've
more
smelt this
able
before.
to endure this. All right.
You've smelt
Hit
this
me.
before.
What do I smell?
It is deceased human carcasses
In this building currently.
in this room. Well, the building, yeah, the apartment.
I look at Seb when I'm out of earshot of Eve and say, just keep a lookout for a dead body. It's not far away.
I would assume I'd know that as well.
You probably haven't smelt.
I don't think you've smelt
but
corpses,
you're smart
Seb.
enough.
Sebastian
My
Allen.
character is a genius.
You're smart enough.
You can read as much as you want about the smell of corpses. You haven't had that.
That pleasure.
Yeah.
The room you find is modest but immaculately kept. There are a few doors leading off it. It seems to be a kitchen living sort of setup. And yes, it is all orderly and neat.
Yeah, can I scout around? I'll look for a body.
Okay. So I'm just going to randomly determine. You pop a door. The smell grows stronger and you can hear the sound of a few flies buzzing around. There is a window lightly popped, letting in a sort of shaft of light into the room, and also you assume the insects.
I'm going to say we divide and conquer.
Okay.
It's just, we'll split
I'm going
up.
to describe it all, so it doesn't really matter
Doesn't
if
it?
you divide and conquer.
But-
It's not going to achieve.
Alright.
You're not on a time limit.
Yeah,
But
fair
who
enough.
finds what might matter too, though.
I guess. So I'm destiny rolling for who finds what. Low is bad, naughty finds, and this is for pro.
Okay, so
So you get 11, and this is for Seb. You get an 8. So Seb's going to find the worst of the stuff. Yes. So the door opens to Seb. And the room that I just described, you find a bedroom. There are medical implements hung up next to a large double bed. And in the bed, you see the withered but decaying husks of two bodies two adult bodies in the bed.
What are the family called?
The Pool family.
Lying in a pool of their own blood. I'm so sorry.
I was going to say something.
To
but
break the
like, nah, you've got it.
tension.
You win. I'm just going to shut up. Yeah. Can I go up and inspect them? Am I allowed to do a scholar check to determine how long they've been dead for?
I'd say that's a survival, which comes with
Like
medicine.
you're in these
I am a scholar in
horrendous
this.
situations.
Survive, so
I'm
you can
going to
assist the
scholar my way through this death hole.
I picked an almost useless skill as a character trait. I want to use it.
Scholar time.
1, 2, 3,
It's a 3.
4.
The challenge level would probably have been a 4, actually.
That's my assist.
That's your assist. Okay, so you get 1 success. Challenge level will be 4 on this roll.
Survival? Oh, Jesus. This is much
Come
harder.
in.
1, 2,
3 successes total. Challenge level was a 4. The corpses are decaying, but they haven't decayed to the point where they no longer smell or have ceased to be, which suggests to you that they are relatively recent, but obviously, you know, there's like maggots crawling through flesh. Yeah, but you kind of recoil from the close proximity to them and don't get to you don't really find what you want.
I feel like Seb would be pretty, like, okay, to be honest.
I feel like it's possibly one of those, like, you look in and look and then you kind of like, okay, like I'm not going to I know I'm not going to find out any more by digging deeper because this is outside my area of expertise.
Yeah.
So it's less of a recoil as like, a bit more of like I don't need to look at
that's
that.
enough.
I don't need to expose myself to that.
What else do I see in the room?
It's a fairly looked after bedroom of. I'm going to say with 3 successes, even though you are under, it's enough to know that the 2 people in the bed are exceedingly old. They're very withered old people. And medical implements and, you know, the usual things you'd find in a bedroom. There's some photos of them, you know, through various stages of life and.
Can I look in their
personal
bedside tables?
You can, sure. Make a perception check.
1, 2,
Oh my
3,
god.
4,
yeah,
5.
you're fine. What are you looking for?
Into the house, apparently.
Fuck yeah, go for that.
Yeah.
No, literally anything. I'm just curious. Can I find more about them?
You find a package there's not much, there's some intimates, not much that's really interesting or exciting, but you know, there's some money, but basically nothing. But you do find a small, like plastic sort of sealed cachet that seems to be all of the Eve unit, like warranty information, all that sort of
Fucking jackpot. Yeah, I want to look through that. Find anything
Meanwhile,
useful.
Wow. What do I find behind my door?
Behind door number fun, you enter into a fairly uninteresting study. It's clean.
Glance
Seems like it hasn't
around,
been used in a long time.
Shrug, kick something on
Dusty.
the floor, move on to the next room.
Cool. You head to this room and you pop the door. And the first thing that catches your eye is a slowly spinning monitor above a cot in the center of the room.
I walk in the room cautiously. I'm a look in the cot.
Cool. The smell of decay is strong in this room, but it's a smaller source. There is the small, misshapen form of an infant in the bed. Make a survival check
What's this for?
to determine its sort of state.
Gotcha. Challenge level.
Challenge level probably 3.
You
Okay.
nearly get it.
I've got 2.
Is it a live
Depends how much
baby
you
in there?
care.
I care. I use Destiny Point.
Yeah. The first room, you had better odds, but then you pushed into a second room. So, you used the Destiny
I
point.
used a Destiny Point.
Okay. You can tell that the baby was not well. You can tell it's physically disfigured. It seems to have form and function that suggest its life was painful. It looks withered and it's disfigured. There are a lot of medical instruments and things around the room, but the baby lays peacefully. There is a almost love and attention put into how it has been like rested back in the cot. There's a blanket tucked in. It has like soft toys around it. Its head gently rests on the thing, and its eyes its sunken remains of its eyes are closed.
Brutal.
I'm just gonna stand there and pay my respects a bit.
Cool.
I'm like really Pro is understanding Eve a lot more all of a sudden, and weirdly feeling closer to her. I understand that feeling of protecting something from the pain that it doesn't know that it's
and
stuck
you this time as you look away, you realize that it's not died of natural causes. You can see.
Yeah.
You
I
look
figured
yeah,
that.
but it seems
it was mercy.
It's a mercy. It's been killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Its neck is like crushed.
Oh. I want to look around to see if there's something that I don't know if this is something that might be worthwhile later, but something that I could give to Eve just as a snapshot of that moment. I know it's heartbreaking, but like a little memento to be like, you aren't the sum of this situation.
Destiny roll.
Yeah.
What's in the room? An 8.
That was almost a 20.
You just pick up sort of a child's toy that's in the room. There's not a whole lot, like a little baby thing that might be a memento that isn't in the cot. But there's nothing personal that connects it to Eve because she's a drone.
I just grabbed the little child's toy, little soft toy, little teddy thing,
Yep.
shove it in my pack satchel thing. Feeling pretty confronted and yet connected. And I'm going to continue to look around this room. I imagine this was a room that Eve will have been highly active in. So I want to look for medical supplies.
Cool.
I doubt her key will be in this room, but I want to see what I can find.
I'll make one
medically.
more destiny roll. 17.
Finding
Thank
a good
goodness.
one.
You find a small stockpile of things related to the caring of children. It doesn't seem like the best stuff in the world, but there's a couple of more serious trauma-related things that perhaps were related to the baby's conditions. There's like dressings and bandages, and you're now looking at like good first aid level care. You still don't have hardcore drugs and things like that, or your morphine style things, but you definitely get a pile of supplies that look to be like good level first aid equipment. Yeah, as well as a big old thing of nappy cream.
All right, I load it all up in
You
the
can
bag,
choose to leave.
except for the nappy cream. I leave the although high-speed chases, if you're chafing, you know. Anyway, yeah, I load up all the medical supplies and shut that room, hopefully for the last time.
Cool. Door closes.
Take a deep breath and
You guys reconvene
Yeah.
in the main room.
did you find what we need?
I think so. Did I find the skeleton key in the belongings?
It's in the warranty thing.
I believe so.
Okay, I think we're done here.
Cool.
We go to exit. I walk up to Eve after we've left the house.
You guys haven't explained to each other what you each found either. Cool.
I don't
I feel
think
like we had a moment.
yeah, me too. I feel like there was that.
and he comes out. He's holding a child's soft toy.
No, I've shoved it in the pack.
Oh, okay.
It's tucked away.
Yep.
But I've shut that door, and I shut the door. But when we leave the housing and we shut the house to it, I turn to Eve and I say, "Do you require a hug?"
Do you require?
And I just hug her.
Yeah. Okay.
And I whisper to Eve,
The cold steel of the Eve unit is how long.
What you had to do. And what do I say? That's profound. Shit. You did what you had to. I understand.
Thank you, Pro.
It's very sad.
All right. We close the door on that chapter and walk away. Eve is released from her past.
Yeah.
We leave the building and grab that cab.
Another cab, yeah.
So, steps moving forward from here. What's next?
Well, how do we want to go about getting the parts from Yin Yao? It should be empty by now. If we can find a way through the back.
Are we back at the? Are we?
We're
a
in the
taxi?
cab, yeah. Well, getting a cab, yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know if we're talking about this in the car.
No, I figured we were on our way.
I suggest that maybe we stake the night, morning, to see routine, and then come back the next day and implement our plan.
What do you feel like, Seb? Are you feeling reckless or calculated?
I'm just going to look at you and be like, reckless.
Ah, yes.
Really?
Oh, I thought he was saying reckless.
No. 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 No, I'll side with Eve. Stake it out.
All right. We'll stake it out.
All right. So you stake out
We head
the
there
joint.
and,
Yep.
stake out.
You get there about 5:30. I'll get one of you to make an infiltration check.
I'll do it.
Oh, yeah, you take it.
Right, challenge
You don't
level.
write numbers next to yours. You should do that. Then I can sneak peeks.
I should. Challenge level.
Challenge level 2. Business hours.
Great success.
You succeed. All right. You probably stake it out for like a bit, and then at about 5 to 6, the internal lights turn off. Aside from the showcase, like the window lights that show off in products, and the proprietor, the word Shaheen comes out and locks up, even though it was after closing hours, and then you see her leave. She walks to the pavement, and a rather nice-looking sports car just and stops in front of her. The driver's side door opens. She walks around, hops in, and then a steering wheel slides out, and she grabs it. Door shuts, and she just shoots off.
Cool. Well, we're still scoping it out.
Yeah,
So-
and nothing for the next however long.
Did it?
There's just some pedestrians walking around.
All right,
Did
cool.
it have a license plate on it? I imagine so.
Yeah.
I just want to remember what the license, vaguely what the license.
Okay. You recognise the
Yeah.
registration.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to hack into that door.
That's too strange.
Cool. So you go out the back, and you're going to hack the garage system.
Challenge level.
I'm going to say this is anarchistic cybermancy, not hacking, because you need to bust the garage system.
Cool.
And I'm going to say it's the same. It's 3 to do this, to pop this door.
Ooh.
2 successes.
Destiny point.
Last destiny point.
Yep.
Boom. There is a little crackling and popping sound, and a wisp of smoke, and you hear the machine disengage.
I lift the door and look.
Make a strength check.
Ah, shit. Challenge level.
Question. Can I grab or ask Pro for his old clothes so I can make some type of face covering for us?
Like a balaclava.
Sure. Yep.
Yo, can I have some of your old clothes?
Make a. You only need to make a check. You're a citizen. It's illegal
What is?
to wear face coverings.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You can do it.
Yeah,
but you know it's illegal.
so is breaking into the Ning Yao facility, so fuck it, right?
Oh, I hate this. My character would hate this. Ugh.
Oh, because you don't like breaking the law.
Yeah.
Okay. We're breaking the law,
Have I so
Sebastian.
far?
You're condoning this behavior.
No. No, I'm not. I'm just left with no other
Think
options.
about all the things you will learn.
And the people you'll help. Wrap
And
it up,
all
big boy.
the awesome
And I throw you
moves.
like,
There's no your clothes were left at the at your place anyway.
Oh shit, we did too. We ran back to your house.
You went it back
I
in your
did,
little
yeah.
storage cupboard.
all right.
Whoa!
Bandage our faces if required.
Eve, can you assist him, please? And I grab a bandage of my own and
Yeah.
wrap up my
Oh,
face.
so you wrap yourself up with bandages like mummies.
Yes.
Okay, so you use medical supplies. Woo, you're all bound up. Okay,
Yeah.
sick. You don't need to do any kind of check to do that. You definitely all look
Like-
anonymous and stupid.
Cool. Strength check.
Strength
Challenge
check.
level.
Challenge level 2.
Oh boy.
You
Yes!
succeed. Crow opens the giant
so
door.
much.
Very
I was
heavy.
hoping so much you'd fail because I just step in and be like,
The garage.
Oh, you like a tough boy?
Can I put a bandage around my face just to feel like part of
Yes,
the team?
you have a bandage on your face too.
Yay.
I love it.
The door smashes up, and you're basically confronted with the loading dock of this robot facility.
Can I do
There
it?
are boxes around, but mostly it opens up into workshop benches with highly developed tools all over them. It's very modern. The lights are all off.
can I do a perception check for cameras?
You may, yes.
I'll,
Destiny roll.
can I assist him with my infiltration before he rolls?
You may, yes.
Okay. Well, we're gonna use everything at our disposal here, people.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh no!
You subtract
I'm sorry.
So you attempt to assist.
I'm sorry.
And you basically give him the false information.
I'm
He's like this, that,
sorry.
the other. It's wrong, and it makes your
you
check
definitely
worse.
want to check out that corner. I can feel it in my bones.
So you get -1 success, not -1 dice. Just checking because okay. Oh, what challenge level did I say it was?
you didn't.
Well, it would be challenge level 3. So you can get challenge level 2. So you fail the check.
Yeah.
Unless you use one of your destiny points, which you have 2 of. You're welcome.
Yeah, he would have passed that check, but you screwed him.
I'm not gonna.
What?
What?
You
Why?
I'm not gonna.
Seb,
How could you do this to us?
Seb, the two of you are pretty sure that there are no cameras in this area.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
You're pretty sure there's no cameras here.
Okay, cool.
I'm not gonna. For 2 reasons. Number 1, my character's pretty short. Number 2, my character's very confident in himself.
Okay.
Yep, you're pretty sure there's no cameras here.
All right.
I'm not gonna take the bandages off.
Rob's
though.
a destiny point
You're
hoarder.
still wearing.
I am not. I've still earned destiny points like way earlier.
bandages, yes.
Sure.
All right, and you stride into the room.
Can we have a look around for the old machines?
Drones that are being made.
Yeah.
You may.
Do we find any?
You do.
What do we find?
This is going to be a roll where I'm going to determine the number of models based on intervals of 5 on the D20. 1. There is 1 model, and that model is
Come on, policeman.
it's an AVA unit, which is a diner unit.
Diner.
There is a single AVA unit.
I'm okay with that.
Can I snoop around and see if I can find where the actual chips?
Now you know there's 1 of each in the showroom.
Mate, stop doing this.
I'm just saying. In the back room, there's 1 AVA unit who's like disabled on a table being repaired, and there is a showroom full of them.
In what state of repair is this AVA unit?
I got no destiny points
It is
left.
disassembled, basically, like in separate pieces.
Can I
Which
please
are
grab
free
the
to
data
grab and
chip that
use.
I'm looking for? If it's already disassembled, I don't need to break it. I can just take what I need.
Yeah, but we've
Sure.
got to get there and there's security.
The AV unit's literally in front of us on a table.
Oh, really?
There's 1. That was the roll. So
Oh.
there's 1. That was determining what's being worked on in the workshop. So there's 1 AVA unit that's like pulled apart on the workshop.
But that's the...
AVA unit is the Dinobot.
Dinobot.
Okay.
So the only data chip you'll be able to get
Diner
in this
as in
room-
like... Diner.
Hi, honey. How can I
Waitress.
help you? Like a waitress. spot.
Really? Is that what we're after, or...?
No, but if it's disassembled on a table, I want it.
Okay.
If I want to get to you said on the glass mirrors is 1 of each, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, to get into that section,
You could go through the internal.
not even thinking about it, to be
Internal
honest.
room through one
It's
of the
just fun to
doors.
play
And
with.
there's a way just to walk through to the
Yes,
side.
but you would be in a much more high security
course.
area.
My
that
dice
is much
turned
more
down.
risky.
Can I go?
I am not trying to like push you to doing that,
No.
but I'm just reminding you that there are the other
Yeah.
units, but they're just in a dangerous area.
Can I go to the door
Rob's banned from green.
Can you go to the door?
that would lead into the
Sure,
main
yeah,
facility?
absolutely.
And have a look through and see like how many security cameras and if there's any guards. Or
You already have been in that room, and there was comprehensive security in the other rooms. There was like 4 security cameras
Oh,
in
Jesus.
each area.
What?
What he's just said. Apparently, there's a lot of security in the other rooms.
Heaps in the
Is there any-
showrooms. Yeah, there was multiple high-tech security cameras.
Yeah.
any guards?
No,
No one's patrolling. Okay.
no.
I think we have what we have. I think it would be suicide to go further than this.
With your ability, it can go wrong. Is that correct? If you try to hack something.
I don't think it can turn on me in any physical way or whatever. It's just I cannot achieve what I want or overachieve it. I don't know.
So like if I
Sorry, I
My
missed the first half.
cybermancy, anarchistic cybermancy.
Yeah.
She's asking if it can go wrong for me in
Yes.
in a way that like hurts me.
If you critical failed with it, I would probably do a feedback. Where
Yeah, okay.
cybermancy can go badly is if you have cybermancy, the door is open for other cybermancers to hack you.
Yeah. Okay.
So like anarchistic cybermancer with it's an opposed check, but could literally kill you because you have chips in your brain, and if they made those chips get like super hot, like your brain chips are now 85 degrees,
Yeah.
you would die.
Yeah.
So
Wait, you have that thing that fakes a license. What does that look like on cameras? Does it?
it basically supplants his identity with on cameras. It doesn't do anything. It-
But I have a chip
It
that
tricks
does.
the senses to think it's just
That's
to
the fake
register
ID.
the face as the wrong
That's
person.
the fake ID. But I also
Correct.
have a chip that
That makes you
Bunks up
better at
cameras.
sneaking around, and gives you +1 dice to sneaking.
is there like a maintenance calendar, like when things are booked in to come get repaired?
Make a perception check to go and have a look around.
Oh yeah, was the chip on the
Change
table?
level 3. No, most of her cranial unit is in one piece.
Is it easy to take apart?
You have no idea. You've never looked into robot manufacture.
Are there tools around?
Yeah.
Can I have a crack at it?
What did I say? 3 successes? You get 3
Yeah.
successes. So we'll deal with Eve. Eve, you do not find any obvious maintenance schedule. You do have a good look around the room, and besides tools, the only other thing you find is that against one corner of the room on another table, there is a larger sort of green sheet thrown across a table with a like lumpen shape underneath it.
Take a sheet off.
You pull the sheet off, and you see a mostly intact male unit.
what male?
What? Yeah.
You can't tell as it is currently undressed.
Well, no, it's
Can
not
I?
one.
Actually, yeah, you know it's not one. There's one unit you're quite sure that it isn't.
Can I turn it on?
Okay.
You know how
I
to,
know how to.
so you could.
Seb,
Yeah.
this male unit. Should we take the chip from it?
A chip's a
There's
chip.
There's an Ava on the back there. We'd probably better trying to get that out than this fully assembled one.
But this could be a different type of unit.
Hey guys, we're infiltrating the Ninyao facility. Let's just take shit and
How
go.
heavy are they?
A drone,
Yeah, I'm assuming pretty heavy.
double the weight of a human.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The chip. We get to the chip. So you take that one. I'll see what I can do here.
All right, well, I'm going to try and get the Ava then.
Okay.
Using the tools on the table, I'm going to try and open it precisely without breaking it.
Gosh, what
Using-
can I?
Can
I'm going
I-
to say sleight of hand.
What?
Sleight of hand is specifically meant to be skill checks that involve finicky things with your fingers, correct?
Is it finicky?
Yeah,
I'm trying
it's
to
a
take...
dexterous ability, which is reflexes.
I'm grabbing a screwdriver and unscrewing some shit.
Okay.
Fine electrical components, though. It's not like you rip. I mean, would you rather use a strength-based
Same.
thing?
No,
I'd rather
You can
use
assist with
intelligence.
intelligence, but what skill would you think that would work better out of those 4 skills?
I'm a scholar and my parents
Isn't
are
it
So
right?
you can assist with scholar. You can assist with that, but the primary skill
Yeah.
would be sleight of hand because you are
This might be
using a
cool.
finicky, dexterous
Can I
thing.
assist?
Yeah, is it-
You're on the male
She's-
unit. You're on the male unit. You guys are both on the male unit, right?
Oh yeah, we are. All right, what's the challenge level?
All right, let's just do one at a time.
Yeah.
So
I'll do my scholar check and then I'll
Yep.
do my abysmal sleight of hand check.
that's the price. You don't get to
No,
do
it's-
everything and choose your best skill for it.
I'm not dexterous and I can put shit together.
I'm a handyman.
Okay, so look, you did an assist.
That's a great
and you
assist.
got 3
I mean-
additional successes.
Okay, what's my
Jesus.
challenge
The
level?
challenge level for disassembling the cranium of an advanced robot and taking a specific chip out that you don't know what it is probably a 5.
Oh, fuck.
It's a highly specialized task. It's beyond specialist.
3.
I'm sorry, you pull out a bunch of components, but you're not sure which is the correct component.
Just take it. Take what you can. Just take what
you
you
can
can.
take the whole lot.
Yeah, can I just put the head in the bag?
Yep, you pull the head off and put it in the bag.
Hey, we have an arm back at home. We can try and mix and match, guys. All right. Same challenge level for me, I'm assuming.
Rob is so unsatisfied that it was difficult to effectively perform robot brain surgery.
My character is a genius.
Yes, who studies anthropology.
My parents are technologists.
No, your parents are geneticists.
You can
I
hear
said
the
technologist
salt.
in my
It's so savory.
in my
Into
backstory.
something-
Yeah. All right.
Slightly
Same
different.
challenge level for me.
Okay.
Do you
We'll
want,
talk about that later.
Do you want
Yeah.
an assist?
So what are you doing?
Challenge.
You're trying. No, she's trying to turn on the male unit, aren't
no,
you?
no, no, not anymore.
Oh,
'Cause
we're-
they're
we're
just, like,
taking
It's,
stuff.
grabbing
okay,
through.
it's challenge level 5 to disassemble a robot.
I would
You
love
can
an
assist.
assist, please.
Can I walk up
Sorry?
and just be like, just take the head off?
Can I assist? With,
Just let us do this, all right?
I've got nursing or medical
So
tools.
salty.
You are so
Probably
salty.
not.
Okay.
Mega salty. In chat, they're saying Rob is having a hissy, saying, "I'm a genius." He totally is.
Nah, you probably be.
But the role play an intelligent character and I can't. Fucking hell.
Yes, but you can be very smart and not know how to disassemble a robot
Yes.
that you've never seen before.
And you have been very smart so far.
You're really good at a lot of things. You're not amazing at literally everything.
What
in
are
the
we
world.
doing here?
She's assisting you,
No, she's not.
and she's
140%
hindering you.
We've got a
Can
trend
I-
happening
Can I
here
spend a destiny point?
Yes, you
to
can.
not
Yeah.
hinder
To
me.
not hinder you. Wow.
Thanks, Jen.
Done.
I would have to get a near perfect roll for this to work, but let's see what happens. 1, 2,
get 5 successes.
Light! Yes! Yes! Whoa!
Awesome.
Are you not trained in that skill?
I have sleight of hand, yeah. I have six dice to roll with, and I scored 5 successes.
Pro leans in and deftly dismantles this.
Sorry, smart
but
boy.
Here's the thing.
Them called street smarts.
More than that, you have often integrated and dealt with cybernetic components and robotics in your line of work and your history. So disabling and watching patterns in machinery and disabling them is something you've done before. So you're more familiar. So you activate it and pull this chip out.
Oh, that was 18. Reroll. Reroll.
That's just cocked. Like,
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Yeah!
it's 1.
Oh, thank God. I like that you used the gradient of the surface of the dice to determine
That's
if it
the
was
cocked
flat.
test.
Is it?
Yeah, when in wargaming, typically the dice is cocked. The best way to solve the argument is to set the rule. If a dice will rest on it flat, it's flat. If a
Okay.
dice roll slides off, it's cocked.
Cool.
And if you use that rule, then you never have arguments because
like
it's
it.
a set rule. So
I grab stuff.
you pull it out. There is a weird noise, and glowing lights flicker on the robot's face. It's laying down. Its head turns towards you.
I turn it off. I unplug the power bits.
You don't know where they are, and it's looking at you.
Deactivate. Robot. Deactivate.
What is my function? What is my function?
To die! And I just rip some. I just.
Don't break things.
I got what we came for! This is freaking me out! I pull the cord.
Am I there at this point?
I'm like, I turn to Sam,
no, I'm gonna
I
say
hold up
after
the chip and I say, "You're looking for this. Let's go."
Yeah.
And
You
I
rip cords out.
Oh no. Okay.
That means good for you.
Yeah.
You rip cords out, and it looks shaken, and a hand lifts up slightly and it starts to jolt, and it's just like, why am I going? And then its head falls back and its lights dim out.
I'm walking away already.
I say, just cover it back with the sheet.
Eve, make a perception check.
This is so eventful. Today, there has been a lot that's happened. I've been feeling like I've gone through so much.
Seb hates everything about this encounter.
Day needs to be over. We're done.
Yeah, I think we're done. Let's go home, guys. It's time to go home.
Challenge level's probably... You gotta let me play the bloody challenge level.
Sorry.
Challenge level was 4 because you rolled 4 successes. Okay. None of that is normal.
For him to have said
That is not what a robot should be saying.
How heavy is the robot?
Double the weight. And,
Is there a dolly
and it's
nearby?
now dead.
Oh.
He's ripped out... He basically shoved his hand in all the wirings in its brain and just ripped them all out.
I just stare at the robot, the drone for I just stare at it.
I've walked away.
Can I just...
You guys leave.
I got as much as we can get that we
Can I
came
make
for.
it look like we haven't been here, cover everything back over, place everything back where it was, except for obviously the robot head?
You can do your best.
I'm going to do my best at that.
Make either a stealth or an infiltration check. Probably infiltration for successfully hiding your crimes. I'm sorry that you're not perfect at everything.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I get it. What was my challenge level?
We
We'll
really
get there.
did
One
just
day.
say
Having
that.
dice, you have to declare it.
Okay, I'm just going to say you got 3 successes because I already saw it. You do a decent job of covering it up, but you know there's certain things, like you can't replace the robot's head.
Oh, obviously.
And there is nothing you can do about the tangle of wires hanging out of the back of this thing's head.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping they realise it
But you
was...
put the sheet back on the way it was, and
I'm hoping they realise it was sentient and it's not the worst thing ever for it to be dead.
you don't have a clue if it was sentient or not.
No, but me, personally, Rob. That's
Cool.
my thought process. And then close the door behind us.
Just like
You head out.
also putting it out there, I know what Pro did wasn't good, but Pro acts very immediately and impulsively based on what is right for him and his immediate group.
Also,
in
the
that
concept,
moment.
it's worth noting that the concept of robot sentience is brand new to the characters. You're barely understanding
Eve
or accepting
matters,
what Eve is.
but the
you
idea
barely
of
even
another
understand
random
why.
drone being sentient, it's still
It's
just
so
a drone.
it's just weird.
And why
to you,
would
it's
that
a drone.
one have been sentient?
Yeah, exactly.
They could have just set off an alarm or
And who
done
says it
something.
is?
They could have
You
been
don't,
right into
and then,
the alarm
the crazy
protocols.
thing with sentience, you'll never know because all I said is that Eve knows that's not what a normal robot would say. Eve has also never interacted with a drone that hasn't got their programming unit installed. It could have just been a reaction to basically having no software package in it.
Yeah.
You don't know. Could have been sentient.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We exit, shut the garage door.
Yep.
I'm assuming I can't fix the garage lock that I broke. So we
hope they
hightail
think
it
it's
and
short-circuited.
walk.
Can we
we
get in a taxi?
demummify? Let's take our
yeah.
mummy wrappings off. Here's some bandages, Eve.
And then
We might need
head
these later.
to a taxi.
you head to a taxi.
And
And I want to go to the place.
Seb just says an address and the car starts driving. And you sit in the car.
Like one more thing we've got to do before we exit, before we head back out.
before we head back out,
Yeah.
we need more to do.
It won't take long.
Pro,
15 minutes. Oh, you go.
why did you do that?
Do what? The robot?
Yes.
There's a lot working against us. I'm just trying to mitigate any risk.
He was like me.
You don't know that. We couldn't know that.
I'm just gonna sit inside for the rest of the camera.
Eve is in a bit of shock.
It's good.
And-
It's good for her to say that though, because it's good for Pro to be like, "Oh,
And Eve, just for a split second, a memory replays in your head. A voice saying,
I didn't seek hatred, but it found me.
or to those effects, those incongruent concepts. And the car travels for 15 minutes. You enter the city. Like, you're in the city, but you go into the CBD, towering skyscrapers, and the car pulls up in front of probably one of the most modern and nicest buildings in the entire center. You head upstairs, you walk into the lobby. The doorman, not robot, says, "Sebastian, sir, welcome."
What's his name?
This doorman,
You're not telling me this is your
probably-
fucking house.
Shut up.
probably don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of people involved in the coming.
All right, we'll just evening and then continue our way in.
Oh, you've brought company.
Yeah, they'll just be here for a while. We're only,
You don't have to answer to me, sir. And you head into the central elevator.
Jesus Christ, dude.
The bottom levels of buttons, there's 2 rows of buttons heading up, and they're all marked with numbers. And then at the center, there's like, it diverges to 1, and it just goes up, and then it goes up even further, and then there's just 1 button at the top with like a key scanner next to it, which you scan and press the button, and the elevator rises, and it just goes up.
I'm
and
just
up,
speechless.
and up. And then
Please don't tell me we're going home.
Bing! Penthouse level. The doors open and you walk into this massive lobby, which you then walk through and the doors automatically open for you. 2 drones bow as you enter and say, "Welcome home, Sebastian." The doors open and you see a panoramic view of the city in the most opulent mansion, or it's a penthouse apartment. It's actually, Seb knows, it's actually 3 levels of the top floors of this building. And there's this massive panoramic view. And sitting with the back,
We're going for drama. We're going for drama.
back to the camera, back to the 3 of you. Not direct of center dramatic, off to a corner, but you look. You see a large armchair looking out across the city.
Sebastian, I was wondering when you'd get home.
Evening, Dad.
I'm pretty speechless. Welcome home. What the? Talk about contrast of origins.
Yep. Just a little bit.
Well, I'm looking forward to next week.
So, yeah.
That was an awesome episode. That was really
Hope you
fun.
enjoyed it.
It's really meaty now. We said that at the end of last
Yeah,
episode.
I think the big moments will probably not be as high in the next few episodes, hopefully, with
You
the
reckon?
horrible reveals.
Dunno.
Do we need to record a quick content warning as well?
Yeah, we
we'll
do.
that.
We absolutely do.
Anyway, but we'll end this video now. So
Well,
thank you all so
thanks
much
for
for
watching.
watching.
Cheers.
Subscribe and all that good stuff. Bye.